On a quiet Sunday morning, October 19, 1986, a tragedy shook Nigeria. A journalist was silenced forever. Dele Giwa was not just a journalist. He was a fearless investigator, the founder of Newswatch magazine, and a man determined to expose the truth. As Dele Giwa uncovered shocking truths about the government, threats followed. He was being watched. He knew danger was near. Dele Giwa was a fearless investigative journalist who often criticized the Nigerian government, especially during the military regimes of the 1980s. Through his work at Newswatch magazine, he exposed corruption, abuse of power, and human rights violations. Some of his most notable criticisms included: 1. Government corruption. Giwa wrote extensively about corruption within the military regime, exposing financial scandals and mismanagement. 2. Oppression and press freedom. He warned against the government increasing control over the press and suppression of free speech. 3. Security and human rights violations. He criticized the government for using security agencies to intimidate and silence critics. On a peaceful Lagos morning, Dele Giwa was sitting at his breakfast table and he got a knock at his door. A man stood firm at his door delivering a brown envelope, labeled, "From the Presidency." Allegedly. Dele Giwa shut the door and opens the letter. Boom. A shocking explosion. The explosion was loud. His body was shattered. Nigeria had lost the voice of truth. Who sent the letter bomb? The government denied involvement. But the people had their suspicions. Though Dele Giwa died, his legacy lives on. His fight for truth inspires journalists to this day. This news up till date makes pains in the heart of Nigerians. Here are 10 famous quotes and statements attributed to Dele Giwa, reflecting his fearless journalism and commitment to truth. 1. One day, the truth will come out. His most famous quote, expressing his belief in the power of truth. 2. No evil deed will go unpunished. Any evil done by man to man will be redressed, if not now, then certainly later. A reflection on justice and accountability. 3. You cannot be in power and be afraid of criticism. If you are, then you have no business being in power. A bold statement on leadership and press freedom. 4. If the Nigerian government is afraid of the pen, then there is something to hide. Criticizing government secrecy and repression of journalists. 5. The people have a right to know the truth, no matter how uncomfortable it may be. Emphasizing the role of the media in democracy. 6. Journalism is for the fearless. If you are scared, then find another profession. Advocating for bold and investigative reporting. 7. No government should be afraid of its own people unless it is doing something wrong. Calling out oppressive regimes. 8. The media is not the enemy of the people, rather, it is the voice of the people. Defending press freedom. 9. When leaders fear the truth, they turn against those who speak it. He highlighted the dangers journalists face under authoritarian rule. 10. A journalist's duty is not to please those in power but to serve the people with the truth. Defining the role of ethical journalism. What he told the press before his death. Shortly before his assassination, Dele Giwa reportedly told fellow journalists, "If the government wants to kill a journalist, it will not be by gun but by something more sophisticated." This chilling statement became even more significant after he was killed by a letter bomb, the first of its kind in Nigeria. These quotes capture Dele Giwa's courage, commitment to truth, and his fight for press freedom in Nigeria. Was Dele Giwa killed for knowing too much? Let us know in the comments. Like, share, and subscribe for more stories of Nigeria's untold history.